Hello, welcome to my channel, The Unravel Collective. My name's Yvonne. I channel the 9th Dimension Arcturian Council, and today is your November Q&A with the Arcturians. So for those of you who don't know, every first Saturday of the month is a Q&A with the Arcturians. And what I ask is for you to submit your questions via email prior to today, and then I channel 5 questions and we see what the Arcturians have to offer you. I also want to mention that I do also offer what I call Arcturian quick counsels on my website, in which you can book to have your question answered and channeled as well. And what I do is channel in my own time and then send you an audio recording of your channeled guidance to you within 2 days of your booking date. So that is also available to you. But I do love to offer this as a means of an accessible offering for all of you, an opportunity for free channeled guidance here from the Arcturians every first Saturday of every month. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to be looking down at my laptop to select questions from my emails, and yeah, let's just see what happens today. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Let's see here. The first question that I see is from Shanti, and her question is, or his, I'm not sure, can you please tell me a daily practice to get closer to my inner self or my soul so that I can listen to it and travel on the path of my purpose? Okay, so that's a really beautiful, lovely question, and I think that a lot of us could benefit from whatever guidance comes through. Okay, so let's see what the Arcturians have to share with Shanti. All right. Hello, my dear. Thank you for this question. And we want to honor you for even having the question presented to us, to have the question presented within your heart, the question presented within the desire of your soul to seek and be in connection with your inner self, your inner soul. And so we really do want to acknowledge this before we move on, because this desire, this acknowledgement of inner self is really the key to connection with inner self. So we would like to remind you all that there doesn't need to be some grand ritual, some grand practice, or grand effort, let's say, toward connection with your inner self. Your inner self is always available to you at all times. Your inner self, your inner soul, your higher self even, is with you at all times. So awareness of the inner self takes a little bit of practice, let's say, as we navigate our experience on earth as a human, living as human. But what animates you, what drives you, is the inner self. And what we're seeing is that many of you at this time are desiring more connection to the inner self, more awareness, let's say. And this then breeds more awareness to the higher self and to the divine that is within all of us. And when we say divine, we do mean God, we do mean source. So contacting inner self is a way to contact the oneness within all of us. And again, that is why we say this is the energy that animates you, that brings life into you, into your human vessel. So, coming back to the idea that it does not take a lot of effort to contact inner self. You are already doing it by asking this question. And for all of us, it will come in a variety of ways. For some of us, it is being engrossed in something we love doing. So there is an activity involved to connecting to our inner self. For some of us, it comes as being of service to others. I contact my inner self when I am helping. And so for some of us, it is in stillness, in quiet, that we can contact our inner self. So there are a variety of ways that you can develop more awareness and more connection with your inner self, your inner soul. But what we see is that oftentimes we are quite distracted by the shoulds of life. I should be doing this, I should be doing this, I should be doing this. I was told that if I did this, I would uh, do this, so to speak, you would get a result. But what's most important, dear one, is to actually contact within yourself what is right for you. How is it that I am supposed to connect with my inner self? What is it that I am drawn to? And it doesn't even have to look like anything that has been demonstrated before you yet. Let's say you've never seen someone do the type of practice that you are drawn to. It doesn't matter. This is what you need. This is how you uniquely connect to your inner self and your soul. And so there are so many different ways in which we connect. And that is available to you in every moment. It could be taking a deep breath. It could be looking at the sky. It could be looking at the leaves of a tree. It could be looking at a squirrel. It could be looking into the eyes of your child, the eyes of your pet. There are many ways here that we can find moments to connect to the inner self. And when we connect to the inner self, we say hello to it. We acknowledge that it's there. It's very similar to the inner child when we are in human experience. Because the inner child is when we came into the world at our purest, most innocent, ready to take on this experience, full of love and all that we were ripe with in intention for our growth and learning here. So we contact the inner child, the sweet innocence within us, every time in any of those moments. And you don't have to say this out loud, but you welcome it. You say, hello, I see you, I feel you, I hear you. Each time you make contact with it, so that it feels safe to show up again and again and again for you. So that it begins to feel relationship with you. So that you begin communication. So that you develop in many ways well, we see it as a team navigating this life here, this experience here. And again, we want to remind you that because this pureness of your soul, of your inner self, your inner child, the purity and innocence that lives here, that resides here, This is your touchstone to Source. And so while you develop a relationship with inner child, you also develop relationship with Source, being guided in a manner that creates purity and innocence for you here now, at whatever age you happen to be. So thank you for this question. This has been the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Thank you. All right, thank you for that question, Shanti. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else we have here. Okay, this is a question from Matthew. Hello, Yvonne. I was visited by 2 blue spirits 3 times in 2021. Recently, I had my Akashic records read. I asked who were these 2 blue spirits. I was told they were Arcturian and were part of my spirit team. What was their purpose in these 3 visitations? Does this make me an Arcturian starseed? Why haven't they visited me since? Sorry, that was more than one question. I was just thinking that. Many thanks, Yvonne. Take care, and thank you for what you do. Okay, Matthew. Well, let's just start with what was their purpose in these 3 visitations. Yeah, and let's just see what happens from there. I keep looking at the wrong side of the phone. Okay, so let's see. Hello, my dear one. Yes, indeed. You are an Arcturian starseed, my dear. You are very connected to the Arcturians. And what we have to share with you is that these 3 visitations, my dear one, came at a time when you were being activated, so to speak. And so many of you actually have experienced activations from us. If you are an Arcturian starseed, this was a big energetic time frame where we were supporting our companions on the earth plane, as Yvonne was also activated in 2020. So here we are between 20 and 2023, where many of you were activated. And what does activated mean, you might say? So activation can mean a variety of things. For some of you, it was simply being ready to know who and where you come from, yes, who you truly are, or who you like to be, let's say, because you do have choice in the matter of how you live, what realm or dimension you live in, and you have parallel lives. There are many fractals of you existing at once at this time. So there is a part of you that is Arcturian, and if you choose to be or live or reside dominantly, let's say, or predominantly as Arcturian, then this is where you choose to receive guidance from, support from, as a home base, let's say. Okay? So many of you received activation in this way. And for you, Matthew, 3 visitations, that is a special number, by the way, 3. That was an activation that had significance to it in the number 3. So we ask you to be very mindful of numbers, because you, my dear, are activated by numbers. We are being shown this now, that you carry significant energy and power and ability around numbers, so geometry, numbers. And so now we're seeing that this is one of your gifts, that this is something you enjoy, that this is something that is part of your Arcturian origin, that this is where you enjoy contributing, not just to our collective, but to the collective as a whole in the entire universe. So what we're seeing is that you really do love um, in exploring, innovating within a mathematical realm, so to speak. You provide information in this way. You like shapes, geometry, you like numbers, basically, when it comes down to. You enjoy numbers. And so the number 3 was significant to you. So these visitations, my dear one, basically here we're activating you in a way that is not clear to us yet. Maybe this information will come through in a moment, but right now the visitations, what we are being told, were mainly to even get you to wrap your mind around the possibility that this is that this is, that's where the sentence ends, that this is, yes. So this was very exciting for you, yes, very energizing. What is this? What's possible now that I know this? So what we're seeing is that a lot is possible now, dear one. And even as we are speaking to you now, there is a frequency being provided to you, to all of you, but here to Matthew, to again be activated with a certain Arcturian frequency. Yes? And so we ask you, dear, another thing that is being revealed right now is the energy within your hands. The energy within your hands. So take notice right now as you listen to this. Bring your hands together. Bring your hands together. Play with the distance between your hands. Feel the energy here. And know that you do have a gift of healing. A gift of healing that comes from your hands. So if this is not something you were already exploring, we encourage you to do this. We encourage you to begin playing with the energy within your hands. When you are in meditation, play with the energy within your hands. Begin to explore what is revealed to you from your hands. Begin holding objects to see if you can feel the energy from the object. Animals are very receptive to this type of work. And so we ask you to begin exploring this. So this is all at this moment that would like to be shared with you. We work very closely with Yvonne, so although we are Arcturian, we do not carry all information of all Arcturians' starseeds, yes? So we have been lovingly offered information that is wanting to be known to you at this time. At this time. There is more that will come for you, but we ask you to be patient. And we ask you to continue living from your heart. Continue being in the present moment. Continue being curious, childlike, curiosity, without expectation here, without trying to rush anything. Because another thing about being human is that we are quite sensitive when we are in human body, human nervous system. And while our bodies do hold a great amount of intelligent design that is capable of so much more than we even know, it is very sensitive. So we must do things in a very gradual manner in order to be able to hold each integration. So in some ways, you are still integrating what occurred for you in 2021. What occurred for you. Yes? You are integrating this information still. Your body, your cellular makeup, everything is still integrating. Everything is still waking up, so to speak. Energized, energizing. This is the word that comes up. So be patient, dear. And congratulations for knowing that you are an Arcturian starseed. And be patient in the revealing of more information that will definitely be coming to you as time goes on. And we thank you for your work on the earth plane. We honor you, dear one. And we look forward to learning more about you, and also look forward to perhaps meeting you in the Arcturian realm when you astral travel, let's say, or when you visit us. So thank you very much for this question. This has been the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Thank you. So cool, Matthew. So cool. I think you emailed me a while ago too to tell me about your experience, and I'm so sorry if I never got back to you, just to share your experience with me. So thank you for submitting your question. Okay. All right, so let's see who is next. Faith. Let me open this up. Okay, Faith. I am still recovering from cancer treatment and going through surgeries. Instead of getting the support from my partner that I still need, I've been forced to take a break from him. I have 2 children that think of him as a father. I think this will end in us breaking up for good. I know I have to make this decision myself, but I was wondering if you could shed any light on what could come from either staying with him or breaking up, both for myself and my children. At this moment, I'm not financially able to live on my own, and I don't have any family or close friends here to help me with much in my day-to-day life. Okay, Faith, thank you so much for submitting this question and for sharing such vulnerable and personal information with us. That is, I want to acknowledge that that's personal stuff you're dealing with, so thank you. All right, so let's see. Okay. I'm just looking over everything again because there was a lot of information here. Okay, so let's see what could come from either staying with him or breaking up, both for myself and my children. All right, let's see what happens. Yes, hello, my dear one. Thank you. Thank you for your trust in us to bring forward this question. We want to acknowledge your strength first and foremost, my dear. We want to acknowledge that you have been through a very challenging time. And while you have always presented yourself, let's say, as someone who is strong, someone who is independent, someone who perhaps has historically not liked to ask for help, we're seeing that you are developing a new strength within you, which has it be okay, and not just okay, actually quite divine and sacred and beautiful and courageous to ask for help when and if you need it. So right now, this is what we mean by we want to acknowledge your strength. We mean strength as in the courage to be held, to feel safe, to be loved, to be helped, assisted. And not because you are weak, but because you are loved, because you are precious, because you, my dear one, are a divine being. So thank you for the strength that it takes to offer opportunity for others to contact this type of love. Yes? So when we get to your question of, um, should I stay? Should I break up? What would the impact be on my children and I? Well, this is not something that we can necessarily give you a direct answer on because of free will and choice. The Arcturians, my dear, will never say to do one thing or the other in such black and white guidance, so to speak. We can offer insight around the energy that we are feeling, around your experience. And the first word, dear, as we touch into the energy of your question, is the word freedom. So what does this mean to you as we say it? How does this land inside your heart, inside your body? Because what we are sensing, dear, is that freedom is something that you are desiring, that you are longing for. And what this means is that there is freedom to feel, as things that we mentioned earlier, to feel safe, to feel loved, to feel cared for, to feel assisted without feeling weak or guilty or shameful for needing help, for needing this type of love, this type of gentleness, patience, compassion. And so what we're seeing is that there's a little bit of depletion in your energy field because you have not been receiving this in the form or in the way that would benefit you now at your greatest time of need. So when we say freedom, we mean freedom to be living inside your highest potential even while being sick. Living inside your highest potential of knowing how to accept great love, great care, to be held in the arms of Source provided to you by the arms of others, physical arms around you. Now you are being cared for, you are being held. There are many guardians around you, many angels. But there is something quite special that's needed at this time, that needs to be cultivated for your mind, for your heart, and for your soul. And that is to be held in safety without the draining of the effort of having to ask for it or fight for it. So what we see is that there is a choice to be made here around what your heart already knows. And freedom comes up again in regards to your children, because there is some type of sensation that we are picking up on that does feel like the household, it feels tense. There's a tension here. There is some sort of energy that is causing the children to not feel free either. Freedom comes up again around the idea or concern of finances. Now, we know that finances can be a worry, especially when you have children. And again, we cannot say exactly how things will play out uh, in the choice that you make for yourself and your children, but we can say that there is a connection or a relationship between the freedom of feeling safe, the freedom that you are desiring, that you are not quite accessing here, because you are in an energy of tension. But when you allow accessibility, let's say, to the freedom here, you will open up freedom in all aspects of your life. And you will be taken care of, again, not just physically, emotionally, spiritually. You will be taken care of around the freedom of your finances as well. You will be held. You will be loved. You will be cared for. Now, it takes great courage to take steps that you fear will be challenging or cause you strain or stress. And we want to acknowledge that. But again, we want to remind you that you are in the midst of a growth period around the word freedom and around the energies of being safe, held, and cared for. These are the things that you must consider taking action on, even if you are scared. What is going to cause me to feel safe, held, and cared for, so that I have freedom? Freedom to heal, freedom to be and ask for the things I need, and freedom to see what I cannot see yet, because I am in an energy of tension that is causing a bit of restriction or constriction around what is present for me. Yes, dear. So this is what would like to be shared with you at this time. We thank you for your courage again. We thank you for your strength. And most of all, we want to remind you that you will be cared for and you will be free. You will be free. Thank you for this question. This has been the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Thank you. Wow. Oh, I have a low battery. That was really beautiful. Thank you for that question, Faith. Thank you so much. Okay, I really hope that I don't run out of battery here. So, fourth question, let's see here. Um, okay, this is from Sage. Uh, I started having involuntary body movements and vocalizations a few years ago, which makes it practically impossible to get a good night of sleep, which means I'm chronically very sleep deprived. I've been to a lot of doctors, including neurologists, and nobody has been able to figure out what's going on or figure out what's causing it or how to cure it. I would appreciate any insight that the Arcturians could give me, including what the gift is in this experience. All right, well, let's see. Wow, I'm so curious to see what they say. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hello, my dear. Well, thank you for this question. Yes, yes, we can see that this has been quite confusing and quite challenging, and that it is quite draining on your physical body, as sleep is very important, yes. And so let's take a look and see what information would like to be shared with us. And when we take a look, it is oftentimes your own guardians that are providing information for us, communicating, collaborating with us, as well as the energy field, the energy that we read off of your question. So let's take a look and see what would like to be shown or known to you in this time in regards to these involuntary body movements and vocalizations. Hmm. Well, one of the first things that's coming through, dear one, is some idea of fear or resistance to something. So at this time, it is not being clear what the fear is of or what the resistance is. Let's see what else wants to come through. Your body is trying to tell you something. Your body is trying to express itself in a manner that will have you finally listen to it. So this is not necessarily a release of fear. It's oftentimes, sometimes trapped uh, trauma will begin to release itself, vent itself in a variety of ways. But this is not what we are sensing. We are sensing that this is more of communication with you. So let's see. Is there somewhere, something that you are no longer wanting to experience? We say this as in you are either in a location, you are in an experience, perhaps at work or in relationship, or let's see. No, this is what is coming through. So there is something going on in terms of a great resistance towards leaving something, towards making the change that you know you need to make. And so the tension here, it's very interesting. The tension in the body that wants to vent itself, that wants to release itself is not, again, not trapped trauma, but more so communication. I cannot be here anymore. I have to let you know. I have to let you know. Um, you have dismissed this internal knowledge long enough, and well, this is the way it's going to have to come through and out. And when it comes to the vocalizations, dear, this is also a symbol of I'm trying to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you something. So this is all very interesting as more and more is revealed. So let's see what else wants to come through. So one of the things we're sensing now is an energetic sensation of anger in the body being held. Um, Again, this resistance to speaking up, perhaps, or this resistance to expressing your feelings, this resistance to being honest about your experience, this resistance perhaps to advocating for yourself to make change, either in your environment, at the location that you are working at or living at, whatever it be. We cannot tell, it is not clear, but that there is a resistance to sharing your experience, and that you are not happy. You're not happy, but you are staying here regardless, almost as if I have to stick it out. But your jaw is tight, everything is tight, the heart is being protected, as if I have to create armor here so that I can get myself through this. I'm just gonna stick it out. But the truth is, dear, is that you are quite tender. This is not who you are. This is draining you. It is depleting you. And the real self is trying very hard to tell you who you really are. It's trying to communicate with you. So yes, based on what we are sensing or the information being shared with us, this is not a physical issue, so to speak. It is in the sense of that your body is desperately trying to communicate with you that it's time to make a change. Stop the resistance to this change that is very necessary. And so, yes, this is what we are seeing. And this is all that would like to be known at this time. Thank you for this question. This has been the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much for that question, Sage. I hope it was helpful. I can't wait to hear if that actually resonated with you or not. Please email me or leave a comment if you feel comfortable doing that. Yeah, so thank you for your question. Okay, last question, and let's see. Shikar. All right, so this is a long email. Let me just see where the question is. Yeah, I wish to put forward a question regarding my professional life where I'm settling on the idea of a career around music, particularly its creation. It's been a recurrent source of anxiety in the past, owing to my uncertainty and the lack of external indicators of viability. I wanted to ask you how you see the situation and whether there are any steps I could advisably take. Okay, I've had a long struggle with the matter of motivation and the mustering and maintaining of it. In addition, I lack certain faculties with music, in that I never learned to play my instruments, particularly the piano, very well, and that I'm not exceptionally able to imagine musical sounds for a maker of music. I also seem to feel and see into music and appreciate music that is at a much higher level of vision and complexity than my own. Plus, there are aspects of music typical audio production in which I feel either in a maze or find rather tedious, and I have ADHD as the books designate. Thank you for any clarity on the subject. It's both a matter of finance and confidence, ability, and self-efficacy. Okay, so I love that you wrote all this out for me, and I love that. I do want to ask that when you guys send in questions, that you make them very concise and very honed in on your question. I appreciate all the background information, but that does, well, I wouldn't say it makes it more difficult for me to tap in to the specifics of what would be of most benefit for you, but it is kind of difficult. So I'm going to try and just read over this again so I get an idea of where I can ask the Arcturians to look to offer you the most beneficial information for you today. All right, so just give me a moment. Okay. All right, so let's see what they have to share. Yes, hello, my dear one. Thank you for this question. Now, we do see that you have quite, well, what we would call an advanced ability to see and create in a way that causes you to feel a little bit unstable, so to speak. We don't mean unstable, mentally unstable. We mean that there is so much swirling within you and you think quite rapidly and you have the gift of creation in a very rapid speed that it's difficult to catch one. It's difficult to sit and focus on creation in a way that finds completion, that isn't in the midst of what feels like a tornadic activity, so to speak. So what we would ask of you, dear one, because yes, you are a creative. Yes, you are capable of creating music. Yes, you are capable of creating it in any form or fashion you wish to do. It doesn't matter if you can't play the instrument. You can, dear, focus. You can bring focus to the gifts you hold within you. Your gifts don't look like everybody else. Your gifts are unique to you. So rather than spending energy or time or thought on, I don't do it like everybody else, I don't do it like you, 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 but I know in order for me to get ahead, I have to do it like you, I have to look like you, I have to act and speak and create like you. Rather than spending energy on that, dear, this narrative, we are in a space and time in which change is necessary. Yes, to show people that it is time to look at other avenues. And we don't mean just in music or creation. Well, we mean creation in all ways. We mean creation in politics, in government, in healthcare, in finances, in love, in relationship. It is time to present who we really are so that we can move past the boxes that we have created for ourselves to live in. So one of your purposes here, dear, is to be different. Don't try and change that you are different, that you operate in a different way. just because it doesn't look like everything or everybody else. That's exactly what makes you special. That's what makes you unique. That is what you bring to the world. Hey, I don't do it like that. Let me show you how it works for me, because somebody else out there is going to benefit from this. So get motivated in the way that you create. Stop getting stuck in it has to look this way because that's the way everybody does it. And if I don't do it the way everybody else does it, no one's going to pay attention to me. I'm not going to get ahead. I'm not going to get anywhere. Start engaging with the world in the way that you naturally are designed to create. This is going to inspire. This is going to create curiosity. Who's that guy? What's he doing? Wow, I never saw it done that way. That's really interesting. How'd you do that? I want to work with you. So this is the advice that wants to come through for you at this time. Get motivated and excited about who you are and show that to the world. Unapologetically, dear one. Be brave and courageous enough to be bold, standing firmly in the way that you create. We don't need to see the same things over and over and over again. We need to see those of you who are here to create and innovate and invent the new earth. You are one of them. So that brings a smile to our face. We hope it brings a smile to yours. You are one of them. One of the powerful beings that have come here at this time to create change. Change will not happen by being stuck in the mud of the shoulds. I should be doing it this way. It doesn't feel right to me. It actually bores me. It's because you're not here to do that. You're here to do great things. So allow yourself to step into that greatness by being who you are. This is all that wants to be shared with you today. Thank you for this question. This has been the Ninth Dimension Arcturian Council. Thank you. Ooh, now I'm at 10%. Ah, that was so cool. Wow. Shikar. I hope that that encouraged you and sort of brought you some energy into, exploring and being bold and really sharing your gift in your unique way, because that was cool. All right, well, thank you so much for being here for our November Q&A. I keep burping, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you, and I will see you next week. Oh, also, I forgot to say, I kind of feel like doing a live and just having people hop on to talk to, like no theme, but because I've been so sad and it's been hard and difficult to witness what's occurring in the world right now, and to feel helpless at times, I just thought it would be nice to connect with you and speak to you, not about anything heavy necessarily, but just connection, human to human contact and conversation. So if you're interested in doing that, let me know, and maybe we can do that next week. All right, have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye.